You're listening to the Back Home Network, presented by Homefield Apparel.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
I know I probably cook people's spreads and stuff like that. We're always looking for the Indiana money line, which is the win.
Pay that man his money.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
All right, man. James, we are back. Crimson Cash, week 7. And we were talking about it. We are making money. We're up this year. We're doing well in the picks.
We're doing great. We were 5-2 last week on our spread bets, and we are 35-25 on the year, which is about almost 60%. So pretty darn good so far.
That's great. That's making money. That's how you do gambling.
It's making us money, and the Hoosier Hot Streak, I think, is up to 4 legs this week. So a hot little parlay coming your way later.
All right, well, let's get to it. As always, we want to thank Homefield Apparel, the presenting sponsor of the Back Home Network and this wonderful podcast of Crimson Cash. Check them out at homefieldapparel.com and use the promo code HOME23 to save 15% off your first purchase. With that, James, let's get to this week's picks. We are going to, as always, talk about what I'm doing in the background. We have Iowa starting off, going to Wisconsin. Get to our soundboard because Wisconsin means only one thing. Let it play. All right, Iowa is going to Wisconsin. They'll be jumping around. Wisconsin is a 3.5-point underdog at home.
I think the Hawkeyes jump all over them here. That's what I think happens. I don't know how Wisconsin's really going to put up any points against this Iowa defense. They had trouble against Michigan, too, on Saturday. And so that being said, I know over a field goal in an Iowa game is a tough little hook. So if you want to just put them in a money line on like a parlay or something, that's fine. You want to take them 2.5, that's fine, too. But I think they'll cover this 3.5.
That's, man.
35.5 on the over-under here, too. It's pretty low.
It is 3.5 at home, being an underdog at home to Iowa. It's man how the mighty have fallen.
It's crazy, man. But you know what? So much of college football, and we talk about this a lot, like what programs are good, what programs are blue buds. Like most of that is just they had one good coach that was there for decades. Like that's the majority of what it is. You know, like Wisconsin was nothing as a football program before Barry Alvarez showed up. And I'll also say they were nothing as a basketball program either until what's his face showed up. Oh, you know who I'm talking about, the old guy.
Yeah, I see. Bennett, yes, thank you.
Bennett, yes.
Yeah.
So, and they were nothing as a basketball program until then, you know. So it's a lot of times it's just having a good coach, and when that good coach leaves, does that culture carry over? Wisconsin, I think, had that for a few years, and then they decided to go air raid and let's bring in Luke Fickell, and this has been a disaster for them.
Yeah.
Iowa wanted to go more offensive this year, didn't they? Look what's happened.
They did. They did. All right, next up, we have our friends, the Purdue Boilermakers. They are going to Minnesota. Minnesota's rowing their boat to being an 8.5-point favorite at home against the Boilermakers.
Yeah, Purdue is doing what we thought Purdue would do this year, although their offense is a little pluckier than I thought they'd be. But that defense is pretty bad. Minnesota's got a real bad taste in their mouth from their loss at Ohio State. Which was a night game, but they get this night game at home in a pretty ruckus environment. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Gophers to roll here. I think they win by double digits.
Another night game. This is actually a big game for Big Ten. You know, you listened last week, Galen and I this weekend kind of broke down a lot of the Big Ten teams, what they have ahead of them. But you look at this Michigan USC game. If Michigan wins this, they could go clean. The USC win could be a lot for bringing them back. This is quietly a very big game, not the biggest in the Big Ten because we know what that is. But you have Michigan going out to California. USC is a 2.5-point favorite at home. That's surprising.
This is you're right. This is a huge game. This would have been even bigger had USC been able to beat Illinois,
right?
Because I think that would have been. I mean, they would have been talking college football playoff opportunity at that point. I think this is a huge game. I don't think either of these teams are nearly as good as their record or their, in Michigan's case, ranking says. Michigan's defense is really good, USC's offense is really good. USC's defense is really bad. Michigan's offense is pretty darn bad. So this is going to be a very interesting game to watch. That 57.5 over under seems a little high. Yeah. But I like the Trojans at home in what will be a 4:30 local time kick. So,
all right, get rid of that, and then
you don't get those stadium lights. You don't get the night game atmosphere there. That's just for us East Coast people watching.
Yeah. Although, well, the second half, it'll get dark.
Yeah,
They'll do some light.
Dark.
Third and fourth quarter, it'll start getting dark. All right, class of the Big Ten, probably Ohio State is going to Illinois. It's a big moment here for Illinois. If they want to get back in any kind of discussion of where they thought the season might be after they got their asses just handed to them by Indiana, beating Ohio State would be a great first step doing that at home, but they are a 14.5-point underdog at home.
So if this is a noon game on Saturday in Illinois, that's what, 11 o'clock local time? Seems like a horrible time to have a big game against the number one team in the country.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much the fans are going to be in. I'm sure they're going to be into it because this is a huge opportunity for Illinois. But they had another huge opportunity earlier this year against a class opponent. And Ohio State's defense, I think, is better than IU's defense. I don't think their offense is quite as good, but the defense is absolutely legit. I'm not sure Illinois is going to be able to move the ball too much. So I don't like 14.5. I'd much rather have it 13.5, but I'll take the Buckeyes.
All right, next up, we have the Northwestern Wildcats playing. I thought about you so much this weekend, probably more than I should have, but we're watching that Penn State game. I remember doing CrimsonCASH last week, and I agree with everything you said of like Franklin has got to put it down. It was like, I think, a 24.5 point spread against UCLA. And you were like, they're going to cover that spread. They've got to make a statement. They made a statement. James Franklin and Penn State definitely made a statement. I almost think the song we should play for them is just Silence, because that's what they did. They just didn't show up. But Penn State at home, 21.5 point favorite against Northwestern. I mean, there's no must wins, but God, I mean, they're you would assume they win this game, but holy crap. This is like Franklin doesn't get out of the stadium alive if they lose this game. But yeah, Penn State, 21.5 point favorites at home.
Okay, I don't think they're going to lose at home in this game.
You didn't think they were going to lose?
Freaking sweet if they did. Oh my goodness, I would love it. But I cannot, in good conscience, after last week, taking the 24.5 points and buying it down to 19.5 just to be safe, giving 21.5 points here. I just can't do it. I refuse to do it. I won't do it. Not happening. Never in a million years will I take Penn State to cover over 3 touchdowns at any point for the rest of the year.
It's fair. Maybe the rest of the time Franklin's coaching there, right?
Yes, that is very fair as well. Well, unless they get like a, I don't know, who are their great non-con opponents? FIU or Villanova or somebody.
I saw something on Facebook. It's like teams that have yet to beat a Power 4 conference team, and it's like Penn State and Texas are still there.
Yeah.
That loss was bad. That was as bad as I've seen in a long time.
That is that's probably on par with when Ohio State lost at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
Or when Ohio State lost to IU at home. Penn State doesn't expect to lose to teams like this. I mean, this isn't like it's a good UCLA team. It's not like Troy Aikman's there or something, I mean, this team's not that great. But yeah. Hey, they caught lightning in a bottle and almost blew it at the end. So,
yep. All right, next up, we have Nebraska going out to Maryland.
Crab cakes and football. Nice. That's what Maryland does.
Maryland is also a 6.5 point underdog at home. Odd for a team that was supposed to be the really championship contender for Big Ten, going to go undefeated. Anyway, Maryland, 6.5 point underdog at home.
They covered last week, which was great because I took them to cover, but I also took them on the money line, which they had in their hands and let slip away. I think a similar thing probably happens this week. I think Maryland definitely covers this, and I might sprinkle a little on that money line.
Okay.
I don't trust Nebraska, as we all know.
We're going to go reverse order here.
Okay.
We have UCLA off their big win going to Michigan State. Michigan State is a 8.5 point favorite at home.
Yeah, this is a pretty high spread for Michigan State to have against an opponent. It hasn't happened in weeks. And against a Big Ten opponent, I don't know. I mean, UCLA is going cross country for an early game. Okay, I get that. That's probably, I'm trying to figure out how many points that's worth at this point. And I'm settling somewhere around like 3 points. All right. But if UCLA's quarterback plays like he did last week, they are a better offensive football team than Michigan State.
Right.
So I think there will be some points scored in this game. But after what UCLA did last week, and there's not a lot of tape on what the new offensive scheme kind of looks like, I think they might catch Michigan State napping. I think UCLA's got a couple more weeks of that, maybe catching people napping. But I think by the time they roll up into Bloomington, they'll probably be figured out. But I'll go ahead and take them plus 8.5 here.
Okay. Next up, we have Rutgers. Well, I haven't played this in a while. I missed having this in the background. It's one of my favorite background songs. So Rutgers is going to Washington. Rutgers is a 10.5 point underdog on the road against Washington.
So you kind of person, if you would binge watch The Sopranos, would you not skip the intro?
No.
You would watch the intro every time?
Pretty much, yeah.
You're kidding me.
Well, that was also, I started watching The Sopranos. We were like a season or two behind. This is back when there's no streaming. And so my wife and I would go to Blockbuster and get like season 1, season 2, and we just kind of just binge it through DVDs. So like you didn't have like the skip intro button. So you just played it. Yeah.
All right. You're excused then.
Yeah.
By
the way, before Netflix, like Blockbuster, I was a real hard Blockbuster defender because my wife and I were living in St. Louis. There was a Blockbuster like half a mile from our house. I could walk to it across this parking lot. And they had a system where they had an online component where you could request like stuff that wasn't in your store. And so we would just be like, I want to get, season 1 of The Sopranos. And it's like, it would be there. And then you go pick it up and then you could, drop it off and then return and get something else from that Blockbuster, like a new movie, and then wait for your next disc to come in. It would get shipped to your house. And then you could go return it at Blockbuster, pick something else up. Like they had a really good system. And then they just didn't promote it and didn't do well with it. And yeah.
Well, that was the original Netflix system.
Yeah. Anyway.
Football wise though, what were we talking about football? Oh yeah. Washington pulled out a squeaker against Maryland last week. They go back home. This is a night game on a Friday, which is kind of weird. I don't know if that does anything with this cross-country travel thing, but I do think double digits is too much to be giving Rutgers because that offense can put up some points. So I think they'll keep it at least 10 or under. So I like getting 10.5 here.
All right, man. Game day.
Although that's going to be ruckus in Washington. They got a cool stadium there right on the lake.
They do. That's one that I want to check out.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to Oregon. I had tickets. A lot of stuff going on. Couldn't get it with fall break coming up. Like it's just tough to get out there. So I'm not going. I'm bummed. Another place I wanted to check out is Oregon, but this is where game day's at. Indiana is going to Oregon, and Indiana is a 7.5 point underdog on the road at Oregon.
Fun fact, I found out the Memorial Stadium in Bloomington is larger than Autzen Stadium in Eugene.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Autzen's not that big.
I had no idea. I imagine it gets loud, though.
Yes.
And I imagine it's going to be plenty loud for this game. I've had a real problem picking this game, and I'm just going to put it out there because I've been an IU fan probably longer than you, simply based upon age. It's hard to forget about the things that have happened in the past for many. When this line first came out at 10.5, I was like, ooh, that's interesting. But then I saw that some books were going to put it out at 14.5. So I kind of held off. I'm thinking, oh, okay, that sounds fairly reasonable. This thing has gotten to 7.5, which is unbelievable to me that this line has moved this much.
Yep.
Which means Vegas sees something, is what I'm assuming. I'm having a tough time making a case for Indiana to win this game. I saw in Iowa a chance for them to lose that game. And it was the same things biting them in the ass that happened at Ohio State and at Notre Dame. And it happened at Iowa. Is it going to happen at Oregon? Oregon being probably one of the better of those teams, you know? So I really don't think they're going to be able to win this game. But will they keep it within a touchdown? I hope so. 10.5, I would have told you to take IU, no brainer. 7.5 here, I don't love it, but I'm going to take it. I'm sorry. I wish I could be more upbeat and positive and like toe the company line here, but it's tough to do, man, on this game, because I think Oregon's the best team in the country, and I predicted them to go undefeated this year. So, it's kind of tough for me in this one because they have shown me nothing to say they're not a good team. And any of the metric regressions that they've had is solely because Penn State got beat by UCLA, making their win over them look not as good. So I worry about the just sheer amount of speed they have at every position. That's what bothers me. And that's what scares me, and their ability to get to the quarterback. Now, they do have some issues on their rush defense. So that's maybe something we could take advantage of. And our rush defense may be able to slow them down a bit. So if IU is going to win this game, they may have to go a little Kirk Ferentz ball here. It may need to be a heavy dose of the run, and it may need to be, just kind of control that ball. That being said, Oregon's secondary has seen nothing like our wide receiving core. They have not seen Elijah Surratt and Omar Cooper. So is there a chance that, hey, we can just use them? They've got a true freshman playing cornerback. So maybe there's some stuff we can take advantage of. But they've had a week. Both of these teams have had a bye week going into this game, and they both have really good coaches and really smart coaching staffs. It's going to be a fun damn game. That's all I know. This is going to be a fun game. That's where I'm at on it. I hope they win. Maybe I'll change my mind here in the next couple of days. This is why we record early. Maybe I can change my mind and get gung-ho.
Recording this on Wednesday afternoon. I will say this.
I need more vodka to get gung-ho.
Fair point. I have my future bets showing I'm also 20 years podcasting about IU sports. I've been a fan for 40 years, so obviously I'm a fan. I
didn't mean to say you weren't a fan.
No. I'm just my point. I'm getting to a point where I made a bet that I'm not proud of, but I bet Indiana to make the college football playoff. I have money on us 8.5 over wins. Very happy with that. I still have my Mendoza Heisman Trophy bet. All good. Beginning of this year, I made 2 future bets. And I'm happy with one. I'm very unhappy with the other. So one that I bet on was this game. I bet Oregon plus 13.5 or negative. Sorry. Oregon with 13.5, point spread. At the time I felt, which I kind of still do, I think Indiana's a really good team. I just think Oregon is better. I think that Oregon has just a different level of athlete. I think this is a really tough place to play. And I echo everything you just said. We still haven't shown to me that we play the same in these games that we do in all others. And we haven't shown that when you get in really tough environments, we just play a little differently. We tighten up, and it's like, it seems to affect our team. And so I'm concerned about all those things. Beginning of the year, I was like, I could see us losing this game by 14 or 20. So that's why I took Oregon and, Oregon to cover a 13.5 point number. I will say this. I did bet. I still see a scenario where we lose by 14 to 20. I'm okay.
Still think that's certainly well within the realm of possibility here, people.
On the plus side, I do have a future bet for Indiana Penn State. I have Indiana plus 16.5 at Penn State, which I'm very happy with that bet.
That's going to pay out. Yeah,
that's going to definitely pay out. So dude, I hear everything you're saying. I just hope we can keep it close enough. Although here would be like my Al Pacino speech moment with this is, we have something at our feet as Indiana that we have never had before, which is we win this game. You legitimately could be like, we're the number 1 team in the country. Based on what we have ahead of us, even if you lose at Penn State, you have a path to the college football playoff and a Big Ten title game. But more importantly, you could talk to Fernando Mendoza and be like, hey, buddy, you have a game. You throw no interceptions, throw for 325 yards and 3 touchdowns, you could win the Heisman in this game. Like,
well, so could Oregon's quarterback, by the way. They're 1A, 1B right now in the country.
No, I'm with you, but it's like, have we ever been able to really say that if he has a huge game and then just kind of rides it the rest of the season, based on what we have ahead of us, just kind of keep compiling stats. But like, this is the game that could win you the Heisman, because people will be like, oh yeah, he had that one game. And as long as he doesn't do anything just like awful, and Indiana just kind of rolls and goes 11-1, it's like 11-1. And then he has just a stellar game on the road. You could be looking at an Indiana Big Ten title game appearance and a Heisman Trophy.
I wouldn't even
that's what
attempt
this
that.
game means.
I wouldn't even attempt that kind of speech for Fernando. I don't think that's his motivation. I mean, he doesn't mind cooking spreads. He just wants the money line, right?
Fair.
He's all about winning, and I love it. Oh, and by the way, I love Alberto too. I've been seeing some video of Alberto popping up. Oh, we are in good hands, people. We are in real good hands here.
I will say, I like Buffalo Louis here in Carmel. By the way, anybody at Buffalo Louis, you're listening, taking sponsorships, we're ready to go. But I might go to Buffalo Louis and buy the Mendoza burger and bring that home to watch the game with, just to have a Mendoza burger.
There you go. I love it.
All right, man. Let's get to let's go Hoosier Hot Streak first.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
Let's do that again with the audio up, Scott.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
Coach Sig would not be happy with my production.
The flame is so they know it's hot.
Fair. All right, we'll get to our Hoosier Hot Streak. Last week we did not have one because there was not a Hoosier game. The week before was week 5, where we had Indiana, Ohio State, Northwestern money line, which hit. So we now have a 4-team Hoosier Hot Streak. James, take it away.
Well, as part of the rules for the Hoosier Hot Streak, I have to take a pro Indiana bet.
Right.
And so I have taken Indiana plus an alternate spread of 14.5.
Okay.
So if it's a 14-point game, then Scott and I can both get paid. So this seems to work. And then we're going to add on 3 money lines to this. We're going to take the Gophers over the Boilers, Buckeyes over the Illini, and the Huskies at home over the Scarlet Knights. Combine all that together, it's plus 157. Not the craziest bet on earth, but should be a payout there, I think.
And if you're listening this far, you're a gambling fan, you're a fan of CrimsonCASH, I would
thank you, by the way.
Yes, and thank you very much. I would do this as well. Let's say you normally bet, like if you're betting the Hoosier Hot Streak every week and you normally put 10, let's just say $10, easy math on this. Bet this, which I will do, but I'm telling everybody what I'm going to do is do the exact same bet with an Indiana money line for $5. Just throw it out there. Just have some fun, and you put that as a 4-team money line parlay, that thing's going to pay out.
Oh yeah, well it's going to be about probably be 500 to 600, I would think.
Yeah, just throw $5. Whatever your normal bet is, do another bet, half. Just throw it out there and just cover yourself on that way. You're super happy, and then it's like after you're done celebrating at like 11 o'clock on Saturday night, you're coming down, you have the last drink, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe we won. Like Mendoza, possible Heisman. Then you just look down, you're like, and I won my double Hoosier Hot Streak. Like I won the bonus Hoosier. Like it'll be a great little thank you, Scott, at the end of the night.
I'll do that for you, Scott. I'll sprinkle a little on the IU money line. I was going to anyways, but the other thing with the IU, if you're in a state that allows it, I've been noticing for some reason the Omar Cooper anytime touchdown scorer prop has been even money like all year. And that makes it easy money because he's got a nose for the end zone like nobody.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Last week, the Keegan slice of the pie, we were a loser.
Keegan making my boy hungry.
It was Vandy plus 10.5. Vandy did not cover, although man, they came close. They should have. Didn't happen. So Keegan, no pizza, no bacon covered cheese sticks. Sorry, brother. This week, our slice of the pie is going to be the Indiana Oregon game and the points, right? Just straight up. Indiana.
It's the spread bet 7.5 where the spread is now. Yep. If that spread changes before kickoff or by the time the poll changes, we'll go with whatever the better option is for whatever wins the poll.
Fair enough.
So
Indiana 7.5, Oregon covering 7.5. Just pick one of those two, and that'll be the Keegan slice of the pie. James, man,
I got a feeling I know who's going to win that poll. Based upon my followers, I got a feeling I know what's going to win that poll. So,
what do you think it's going to be? They're going to bet on Indiana to cut.
I think it'll be a landslide.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll put it up there. It'll be on James's X account. It'll also be, if you're watching this on Spotify, scroll down. You can vote there, and then you can also put it in the comments on YouTube. And as always, thank everybody for listening. Thank you guys. Go have a great weekend. I was thinking this, like, biggest game in IU football history, probably.
Yeah, the Notre Dame game was pretty big last year. I mean, college football playoff was probably the bigger game.
Fair point.
But biggest regular season game in IU football history, probably. Yeah, you could probably make an argument that game at Ohio State last year was big.
No, I mean, and that's what's cool. We've had so many of these big games last.
There's just a few of them in the entire history of IU football, and they're all in the last 2 years. So
yeah, I mean, this is one where a win this season takes on a completely different trajectory.
Yes, I have an IU futures bet exactly 10 wins on the season. So I hope to lose that bet this weekend.
Oh, exactly 10. I'm with you. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm not even sure I can wrap my mind around what it would be like for us to win that game.
I know it'll involve a lot of drinking afterwards. I
played a lot of Fever Dreams last season, did a lot of like Fever Dream talk on the podcast, and it was fun. Like, this is like you being a fan for 40 plus years of IU football. I could see a world where we could beat Michigan at home last year, like all this stuff. Like, even in my Fever Dreams last year, I never had us beaten Ohio State. This is one where it's like, I want to see it.
This is the program that's, besides Ohio State, this is the program I think that has legit talent at every position and top-notch speed, athleticism. It's all about whether or not they're going to be coached right, and that team obviously is. So,
but the thing,
you're not going to find a team that's more athletic than them.
The thing that's awesome is if Indiana comes in and competes, and even if they don't win, but if they really compete, and if it's close, or if they win, next week you and I are talking, and it's like, dude, we're a title contender. Like, it's like we really are at that level.
I want to see him protect Mendoza better. That's what I want to see, that offensive line protect better. And I think that's going to be the key to this game. If they can do that, then I think they got a real shot.
Same. All right, man. Well, we will talk next week. I'm pumped up, man. All right. Well, to everybody, thank you for listening. For James, this is Scott for Crimson Cash signing off.
Go out there and win some money.
Thank you for listening to Crimson Cash, a proud podcast of the Back Home Network.
Queen. Yes, sir. You gotta love this town.